Claire Walters was 29 years old. A hard-working nurse known for a bright smile and dedication to her patients. She had recently moved to Ashford Hills after a painful breakup, looking for a fresh start. Her life seemed peaceful and routine until the night she disappeared. On June 3, Claire had just finished a 12-hour shift at the hospital. Security footage showed her leaving the hospital around 8:30 p.m. She sent a text to her friend, Jenna, saying she was exhausted but glad to be heading home. But Claire never made it home. Her car was found the next morning, abandoned on a rural road about 5 miles from her apartment. The keys were still in the ignition. But there was no sign of a struggle, no sign of Claire. Her phone, wallet, and bag were missing, and her car doors were unlocked. The police were initially baffled. There were no witnesses and no obvious motive for Claire's disappearance.
Friends and family described her as happy and settled, with no enemies or conflicts in her life. But as investigators dug deeper, they uncovered unsettling details. One of Claire's neighbors reported seeing a man lurking around her apartment building in the days leading up to her disappearance. He was described as tall, with a thin build and wearing a hooded jacket. Though no one had seen his face clearly, the police released a sketch, but no one came forward with information about the man's identity. In the weeks that followed, authorities questioned Claire's friends, co-workers, and ex-boyfriend, Daniel Greer. Daniel had an alibi for the night Claire vanished, but detectives remained suspicious. Their breakup had been rocky, and some of Claire's friends hinted that Daniel had a jealous streak. But without evidence linking him to the crime, the investigation stalled. Months passed with no new leads, and the case grew cold. Then, in December 2012, a hiker discovered a tattered tote bag in a dense wooded area near where Claire's car had been found. Inside the bag was Claire's hospital ID badge and her missing phone. Forensic analysis revealed no fingerprints, and the phone's data had been wiped clean. But one crucial clue remained. In a hidden folder deep within the phone's memory, police found a series of disturbing text messages exchanged between Claire and an unknown number in the weeks before she disappeared. The messages were cryptic, but one recurring theme stood out: a man who claimed to know intimate details about her life and who seemed to be watching her from a distance. Claire had never mentioned these texts to anyone. The number was traced to a burner phone purchased from a convenience store in a nearby town, leading investigators to a new suspect, Ian Foster. Foster was a recluse with a history of stalking women in the area. Though he had never been arrested, he lived just a few miles from where Claire's car had been found. Foster was arrested and his home searched, though little evidence was initially found. However, in a chilling discovery, police uncovered a series of journals in which Foster detailed his obsession with various women, including Claire. The journals revealed that he had been watching her for months, tracking her movements and planning to rescue her from her ordinary life. It became clear that Foster had developed an elaborate fantasy around Claire, believing that they were destined to be together. Despite the journals and burner phone link, Foster refused to speak to investigators. Without a body or direct evidence of foul play, the case against him was circumstantial. Yet, based on the overwhelming circumstantial evidence, Ian Foster was charged with Claire's abduction. To this day, Claire Walters has never been found. Foster remains in prison, but he has never confessed to what happened that night. Without a body, the case remains unsolved in the eyes of many, leaving Claire's family without closure.